Hey there, beautiful souls. This is Christine Padavon, the Paladina. I first want to wish each and every one of you, all of friends, family, if you have any family around you, um, pets, livestock, everybody, a great start to the new year. Today is January 1st, 2024. And now I want to do something kind of quick about discernment. About You guys have seen my videos on toxins, about viruses, and how there is the natural element glutathione that actually is very key to preventing viruses, removing toxins from the body in a safe, natural way. And the discernment that you we all need to try to have when we are bombarded by all of these different videos and podcasts and other things that you see out there, advertisements for like miracle cures or things like that. And but also the fear mongering that goes on with seeing information out there, and let's specifically talk about COVID. We'll talk a little bit about COVID shots, where you're seeing about, oh, there's snake venom and HIV and rabies and COVID shots. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is that I had someone who I had done a private consult with, about a year. That's probably about a year now, and specifically did a video regarding her on how she had an upper uterus infection that 6 doctors that she went to, and she had it for over 2 years, this issue, after having 2 Moderna shots, and no one helped her. And they even said it's in your mind. The pain is in your mind, the bleeding's in, which was not true. But um, I told her what to do because that had to be addressed, otherwise she was going to die. Now, when you go to a doctor and they're not helping you, the best thing is obviously stop seeing that doctor. There's no reason for you to be paying the copay and seeing a doctor. It's like throwing spaghetti against the wall and seeing what sticks. Now, when you have that issue, and someone's helping you and they're naturopathic, they don't take insurance because most insurance doesn't cover naturopathic or toxicology services and things like that, make a decision to either set aside some money, do what you can to go to people who are helping you, and try to pay for those services, try to use those services. I know that's kind of hard to do out of pocket, but I've talked to many of you, and many of you are just spending money on all sorts of crazy stuff, where you could be better spent with, if you have worked with somebody who's guided you in the right direction, try to stick with that person. I mean, like I stick with my toxicologist, Dr. Standinger, because she saved my life. She's the one who taught me everything about glutathione and activated charcoal and infrared sauna and hyperbaric oxygen therapy, all of these things that a turmeric ginger, I mean, I knew about turmeric ginger, but I mean, other things that help get you back your health when you are hit with a certain amount of toxicity with metals, chemicals, nanotech, all of that, and wanting to safely remove it from your body and restore your health. So now what I want to go on, just very briefly on here, besides just wanting to bring and wish you all a fantastic 2024, and in continuing your healing and continuing to get better from whatever it is, that if it's long COVID, glutathione helps with taking care of long COVID, whether you are been looking at the videos for help with this mysterious dog virus, which to me is not that mysterious. It's a virus. Glutathione also helps with that. I'm going to go over some stuff that I do to stay healthy. and stay away from medication and all that. So, first I want to talk about advertising and what you come across. And I'm going to do a separate thing about the snake venom and HIV and rabies and whatever. That's a whole other thing to address. But I want to talk about just some of the advertising that we see. Now, I'm going to show you, I'm going to share my screen with you. Share. Okay. All right, here we go. So here's an email that I'm on an email list with Darius. His name is Darius uh, Barazande. I don't know how to really say his name, but yeah, so I'm on his U Wealth Revolution Network newsletter email list. Now, he's a good guy. He's not a bad person. And that he does he interviews people who are on the spiritual side, who are like energy healers, similar to me, but they will do some free, like he'll do an interview with them, similar to what I do with trying to interview people to talk about different aspects of healing, okay, and bring that information to you. So he kind of does the same thing. Now, also, and it's like anything else. He will occasionally, and you'll see this with Jonathan Otto and a whole bunch of other doctors and other people that have sponsors or whatever, and they will talk about some services that they'll recommend. They'll have this ad, and he'll say, "Happy New Year! Can you believe it's already here? I want to wish you joy, love, happiness, peace, and transcendence." And okay, very nice. And yes, he talks a lot about stress, toxins, EMF, and yeah, global stuff. And of course, it affects everybody. Yes, yes, yes. And he's got this thing from Dr. Kathy. Now, you have to understand. You have to understand something. I've learned this ever since I was a child, and I would read about, you see advertisements in magazines like Good Housekeeping and magazines like that, right? And you see an ad for some sort of health product, whether it's a gadget or whether it's a supplement or whatever, right? And now I learned how this thing with before and after photos is not necessarily real. Now, here they say, okay, no Photoshop, no retouching, all photos are 100% real results. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing about this that when I look at photos like this, right? And I don't know if I can find a way to kind of increase so you can kind of see, try to open this up a little bit so you can kind of see this a little bit better. Okay. And maybe I can make this even bigger. Okay. That's as far as it can go. Okay. All right. So if you see here, let's take a look here at these photos. Now, you can see that it is, in most cases, by the shape of the mouth, right, that it's the same person. But what I want to make very clear to you, okay, is there's different lighting going on here in a lot of cases where the like what's happened to her little beauty spot here? That's got to be covered by makeup, right? Okay, that beauty spot should, it's kind of there, but it's kind of like, yeah, kind of covered up now. And I'm seeing that the shape of the skin and everything is still pretty much there. And now, what I want you to understand here, see how they have her mouth kind of lifted up a little bit. So that's going to create kind of the skin being pinched up a little bit, right? Okay. And then she has more of a relaxed mouth here, right? And to me, see, this is different lighting. I don't know if you can see that. Here's more shadow here. There's not shadow here. That means there's more of a brighter light here in this photo. What is that going to do? Okay, what does that do? If you look at, and this is a good, I'll give you a good example. Actress, you want to say actor or actress, um, from Friends, and she, oh, gosh, I'm sorry, I can't say her name at the moment. She talked about, because someone said, "Oh, you look so youthful." She goes, "Well, lighting is everything." Because, when someone was saying they saw a photo of her, her face was brightly lit. And that's going to mask out any, fine lines or anything. Because, even I have some fine lines. Now, they're not as prominent as some people who don't take care of themselves, right? Especially for someone my age. Um, and, I guess I have no problem telling you, I'm 62 years old and I don't look it. And people are like, what are you doing? And I'm going to tell you in a second with some of the vitamin products that I do take, and I'm going to be writing a book about it because it's obviously the key ingredients in these things that I've been taking for years are things that people talk about now. So obviously it's kind of important for me to talk about this. But what I want to point out to you is when you get some email or you're seeing something on Rumble or YouTube or wherever you're looking, you need a level of discernment. Now, I'm going to show this to you. We're just going to go through some of these photos, but look at this. Now, okay, this is the same person, but it's by the shape of the mouth and everything. I can see it's that this is them. But okay, this product that's supposed to tighten the skin and make it more youthful and all this other stuff. What about the beauty marks, right? And why is the lighting different? You can see how it's lit differently. Okay, we're not talking about retouching the photo or photoshopping it. We're talking about you're still taking, it's still not an apples to apples comparison of what this product that he's advertising in this email to everybody that's on his newsletter list. Same thing here, right? It's her face, but it's a slightly different angle. So you're minimizing her crease here, and it's also different lighting. It's now I'm not saying again, is this product working? But why are you not taking the photo in the same light? The other thing I want to talk to you about things like when they talk about crow's feet and see how they have her eye crinkled up when you're squinting, right? When you're squinting, I see this in so much advertisement. Okay, when they want to show, and here's another example of this. You see how she's slightly raising her eyebrows here, and they want her to look a certain way, right? But again, this is not an apples to apples comparison. They're taking a photo of her in a brighter light. Okay, that's going to minimize the look of being able to see these lines, right? Okay, this is another prime example. And this one really bothers me because either they're telling her to scrunch in to create these lines, or this is not the same person. Now, I was looking at this photo, I think on their website, and it does not look like it's even the same person. And yeah, because again, you can't even see her face. And yeah, the position of where certain things are and the amount of other beauty marks that I don't see here makes me feel like this here is not the same person. Okay. But again, yeah. Again, different lighting. Yeah, brighter lighting. This is more in shadow so you can see. And that's going to happen. If you see, if you look at my face in a different light, you're going to see probably a little bit more of the fine lines. Um, that's going to be normal. All right. Again, this is another example because I don't see much difference here in her skin versus here, just different skin tone, different lighting. Uh, And this is hard to tell. This is really, really hard to tell if this is just, and again, it's a different angle of her face. It's not the same angle. So is the angle and then it's there, but you're just not seeing it at this angle, right? Um, yeah, I'm seeing, yeah, a little bit more crinkled up in the face, a different light, relaxed eyes. Again, different lighting here, different lighting here, same person, different lighting. Her skin looks great here too. So it's like, what's the difference here, right? It's just different lighting. Same thing, pinching a little bit here. And then I still see the lines, except, it's different light, it's different whatever. So I, and I'm not saying that this Dr. Kathy Goldstein doesn't have like a good product that may help to firm the skin and maybe it helps to force the skin to increase collagen production. But here's my thing about this with collagen production, right? Okay, we still when we're still not making it. When we get older, collagen production slows down. So to me, taking what do you call it? These new wand devices that create like an electric current, does that do some production? I will still need to research that a little bit more to understand that. But here's the thing to me with when, because we're human beings, right? We need food to sustain ourselves. So food is nutrient, we have nutrients, right? And the amount of food that's been processed and the amount of problems with even now toxins getting into, farmland and everything else, we're not getting most of the nutrients we need, especially when we have more toxicity in our body, right? That needs to come out of us. So what I will say to you, and let me going to stop sharing here so we can now talk one-on-one here. Okay. What I want to say to you is when it comes to collagen for the skin and getting nutrients back, you have to supplement. You have to supplement to put that back inside your body. Okay, it's not taking a device to try to stimulate the skin to make it more, because I don't know if there's not a much in the body already now as you're getting older, then how much is that stimulation really going to work if you're not also ingesting, taking in more of that collagen to supplement what your body isn't producing, right? So I want to go over a couple things with that, with how do I keep, minimize lines on my face and keeping collagen and all that. There's a fantastic product that I read about years ago, and this was like it was an advertisement. Had Demi Moore has looked youthful for many, many years, right? And I can kind of tell she's someone who's taking care of her skin, right? Now, what I thought was interesting was it had there was an it wasn't like an advertisement for Resveratrol, but it just had the word Resveratrol in the ad, and it was showing her face. And I said, oh, okay, this is interesting. This is an interesting nutrient that I don't know about. I want to read up a little bit more about it. And then I bought a bottle. Okay, it wasn't this one. It was a more expensive, and I'll look it up and I'll tell you what it is. And it immediately, because I was a little concerned because I was starting to have you're starting to, the skin is starting to get a little loose here under the neck. And that was happening in my 40s, right? And so I noticed immediately when I got on and the trans resveratrol, right, the 50% came from Japanese knot root, and I noticed immediately my skin tightening, and I was like, wow, this is really cool, right? This is really cool. So, so anyway, I find that resveratrol is one of my go-to um, that I keep, this is a supplement that I keep wanting to take. Now, I have not taken this in a little bit of time. I would say it's been over 6 months or so. I just got a new bottle because I was tight on the money with what I was going through with trying to get a better paying job and try to keep things going. Yeah, like you guys know this story with, trying to grow a global business, and then you need financial resources to get messages out and create stuff and whatever. So anyway, so I'm back on this, and this is a brand that I have had really good success with, and I'll put the link down below. It's on Amazon. Most of it, well, just pretty much, it's all organic. Um, you got the red wine extract, you've got the grapeseed extract, you got green tea extract. It's got some quercetin in it, and it's 80 milligrams of that per serving. And it's just, if you want to um, help keep your skin cells healthy and great antioxidant, okay, this is like something you need to well, you don't have to. I'm just saying it would benefit you if you. Now, of course, everybody knows about glutathione. And one of the ones that we detoxified with, because we, again, in terms of buying liposomal glutathione and the liquid version, and that tasting, not so great, even though it's good for you. A Squared brand was something that had my mom doing to detoxify, and she only had glutathione to detoxify with, and is still a very good bang for your buck product. It's made in the US, no preservatives, and it's 200 capsules. It's about $40 for 200 capsules. Each capsule is only 250 milligrams, so you have to take two to get the 500 milligram standard adult dose, but it's still great. And there is, people want liposomal. This is a one by Pure Clinica, out of England, UK. And it's kind of cool that it's got 500 milligrams reduced liposomal. It's a liposomal version. Alpha lipoic acid, 300 milligrams, and vitamin C, 200 milligrams. Now, it's not it's a sorbic acid vitamin C, which I always recommend ester C, non-acidic vitamin C. But I also take calcium. I take other things that neutralize the acidity. And glutathione kind of neutralizes that too. So anyway, there are products out there, and I'm going to include the link to this one because it is pretty cool. It's a pretty cool product for glutathione. Now, the biggest thing I find is when they're talking about collagen for the skin, is not having to have separate. I mean, I've taken marine collagen as a separate supplement along with my osteobiflex, the glucosamine chondroitin MSM combination for joint support. I've worn out left hip from years of gymnastics and running, and to keep the collagen and cartilage, being created in the body and the joints. I do that religiously, right? And again, because tight on money, I would slow down and try to take one or something a day to keep it going. But anyway, I just picked up Doctor's Best, and this is a combination of glucosamine, chondroitin, MSM, and the, I'll say this right, hyaluronic acid. Now, I've had with the osteobiflex formulas that I've been taking over the years, it would have that MSM hydrololic acid combination also in the osteobiflex. And I've been doing that for years. And it's been I'd say it's been in the last 10 to 15 years or so. And I've been doing this for years. That he's a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon. And he was noting the difference in one um, client who had a lot of, like, I don't know if you want to say it was from a lot of sun damage and whatever, and a lot of aging. And then she had her sister come in. The sister, with her skin was so many more years youthful looking than her sister with the skin damage. And he was asking her, "What are you doing to keep your skin so youthful?" And found out it was the hyaluronic acid in her joint supplements, similar to what I've been doing for so many years. And I said, "Oh, okay. I've been doing the right thing. I've been doing the right thing for all these years." Um, besides having good genes from my Italian parents and all that. But um, yeah, so he's now advertising his own brand, I think, of with the collagen, hyaluronic acid, and all of that. I mean, and of course they're charging buco bucks for it. But this doctor's best, what's really kind of cool is you've got the glucosamine, you've got the chondroitin, right? You've got the MSM. You also have, so that right now I don't need to buy it separately, you have also biocell collagen in it, and it's like collagen type 1 and 2. And so you've got all of them together in one supplement. So I'm going to try this out. I will give you more of an update. I've heard of Doctor's Best. I've read up on them for quite a while. They seem to be a really, really good product. This one is a month's worth. It's 5 capsules to get all of that combination together. So and it's 100, so it's basically a month's worth. I'm going to give you guys more of an update on this in February after, because I just got done with a bottle of Osteobioflex, and I'll be starting this tomorrow, which will be January 2nd. So to give you, and it's non-GMO, okay, just so you know. So you have everything together to help with skin and joints and cartilage and all that here. So that's what I recommend to people with the supplements that I take. Now, here's my thing with you. Let me just kind of briefly talk about this, and I hope I'm trying not to babble too long. I know I tend to do that. Um, is that when you see a product like this wand thing with the um, to me, if you're taking the supplements that I've been taking to keep skin healthy and oxidized and keeping the cells healthy to create more, like the glutathione, okay, and collagen, to keep of course, the glutathione is to help take out the toxicity besides being antiviral. Okay, right? If there's any toxins or anything like that. And I will talk separately in a separate video about the snake oil, I mean the snake venom and the HIV and all that, unless, as you could see from Darius's thing about this product, and I look at photos and I say, okay, it's not apples to apples. So to me, it's still, questionable whether this product really does what it says it does, or if someone's just making money selling their invention. So when I had someone come to me that I helped with this issue, and they believed this video about the snake venom and everything, here's my thought with you on this, is that you have to ask yourself, if someone's not presenting you with a scientific test or actual proof on it that's from a reputable lab, then I would say you have to just take it with a grain of salt. You're doing what you're supposed to do with glutathione to take out nanotech, metals, chemicals, even excess alcohol and all of that out of your body. Glyphosate, all of that, right? I've already checked with Dr. Standinger on this, and this has been even from more than a year ago, even with snake venom and all of that. So don't take something, and then the other thing I want to say is that that person who was doing this video and claiming to be an expert on this thing and was, saying, oh, this is what you need to cure the snake venom and HIV and everything, was even listing a poisonous plant called plumbago in removing the so-called snake venom, HIV, and rabies out of the body. And which is very, I was like, oh my God. I mean, you're going to tell someone to take something poisonous, to take out something poisonous. So what is that person trying to do to that, to society, to people who are going to listen to him? And I had another former client, and he saw this very smooth talking person on a Facebook page talking about chitin, which is a natural element that makes up shellfish. It's what creates the shell of shellfish, of lobsters, of crabs, and all that. Chitin is just a natural element, right? In shellfish, in the shellfish's shell. And he was saying, oh, chitin is in the COVID shots, and to get the chitin out of you, you need to chew nicotine gum. Chitin is a harmless element. So even if you were eating shellfish, and even if that element is in COVID shots, that's not hurting you. That's a natural element. And I'm like, so, and of course he's having people contact him to buy nicotine gum that he claimed nicotine gum would take out the chitin out of your body. And he asked me twice. I gave him the research. I said, no, it's a natural thing. This person's full of BS. It's just false stuff. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Don't worry about it. And he asked me twice because he wanted confirmation that this was fake. And I gave him confirmation it was fake twice, not once, twice. And he still went and bought it. He didn't tell me, and he got really, really ill. He chewed nicotine gum for a week, and he's got cystic fibrosis, and that didn't help him at all. And I asked him later when he admitted that he did that. I said, well, why did you do that? Because he was just so convincing. So you need just take 2 seconds, 2 seconds to think about when you see, like with this Darius newsletter thing that he emailed, and you see stuff like this all the time. You see them in magazines and whatever. I look at the photos and I say, okay, as unless you're giving me apples to apples comparisons and you have this product and I have a reputable lab that is giving me actual measurements. It's the same thing with this thing with those patches that say that they create glutathione in the body. And I said, and someone was giving me fake data with no measurements. And I said, no, this is fake data. I'm sorry. This is just, and it's an MSM, multi-level marketing company. I said, it's just to create money, and a bunch of people with their testimonies would say, actually came back and said it gave them headaches and it didn't. And some people swear by it. So, you have to have a level of discernment when you are seeing products like this being advertised to you in an email, or you're seeing them on Rumble, or you're just seeing things where someone's telling you to do something kind of dangerous to yourself and not healthy, like this plumbago plant or this guy with the nicotine gum. And you we only talk to you about safe, proven supplements studied for many years. Glutathione has been studied at least since 1970 on pneumonia, now since 2020 on COVID. Um, it, it, Even this mysterious dog virus, it helps to keep those dogs from dying and stay healthy. So please use your level of discernment when you are seeing stuff like this. And if you feel that this is a little bit off or whatever, we're happy to, if you if you have any groups and stuff that want to have us, really do an analysis on something, feel free to shoot me an email, and ask me, if you want me to, pay me to really research something and analyze it. I'm happy to do that. Happy to, just like I've done with some of these other videos where I was asked by certain radio shows to answer questions on, plants curing cancer or preventing cancer that this Australian company was doing. I'm happy to put that out there, research it, and say yay or nay. Is that true, or is that just kind of stretching the truth, or not the truth? And that's it. So anyway, just want to say healing is not like a quick overnight process. It is a lifelong, especially with me and staying healthy, it's a lifelong journey. And yeah, I'm going to put some links to the products that I'm taking below. And uh, yeah, please, take a look at what our sponsors. We try to give some business help and other things that services that might help you with your websites and things like that. Some fantastic products and services. Anyway, I don't know what else to say, but I'm here for you guys to keep you on the straight and narrow when it comes to your healing journey, and love you all. And yes, actually, I'm going to be interviewing some more people that have doing amazing stuff. And look out for those interviews, because there's just some amazing people out there working diligently to try to keep the truth on what the World Health Organization is doing, what other organizations are doing that you may not be aware of, and that would benefit you to know what's going on behind the scenes with some stuff that's going out there. And that's what I'm here to do: get you the truth, and get you more of that information that can help you make better informed decisions for yourself, for your loved ones, and your business, or whatever. So anyway, love you all, and I'll see you in the next video.